Hey you, what's up? This is your boy TDFX with another episode for my trade documentation challenge. As you can clearly see, we're killing this one. The before setup, as you can clearly see, it's a smooth entry, snipe entry as usual. I've specialized on snipe entry. So as usual, I'm going to take you through this trade because I've already hit TP1 and TP2. We are last with the final TP, which is here. So I'm going to take you through this trade, or why did I take this trade, everything terms of confirmation. But in terms of confirmation, I won't dwell too deep, unless if you're under my mentorship, but I'm just going to give you a hint. So this is, like I said, let's go through this trade. As you can see, this is 4 hours trade setup. So our entry was executed from 15-minute time frame, but the setup was made from H4. So as you can clearly see from this picture, so the structure before anything, can clearly see the price has been what, there's been bullish, and all of a sudden the market shifted mega structure from the upside to the downside. So this was the first confirmation that there is high probability that the market might start selling. But I knew as a liquidity trader, okay, fine, this was the last one, this was the last break of structure to the upside, because the market has been the market has been bullish all along. So you can see that this was the last the last break of structure to the upside, and all of a sudden, then this high, the market pushed this high, and then this high is the one who took out the protected low, which means we can agree that this high was the one which made this move, which made a change of character downside, which means this becomes our point of interest. Number one, according to my trading style, remember I'm a liquidity trader, so it means that since this high has never been tested, so we're saying this is the same high which produced a change of character, there is a liquidity resting above this high. So we know that there is a liquidity resting above this high. An assumption is what, or according to my trading model, is that before I can take my sell, since this move is a confirmation for sell, since this move is the one we made a change of character, I have to wait patiently for this high to be taken out. By the time this high is taken out, that is going to be my first confirmation that indeed now I can start looking for sales. But not just only that, as you can clearly see on this picture, this high was taken out, yes, which say okay, fine. Why I'm saying it's taken out, because there was this bullish move approaching the same high, and all of a sudden there was an impulsive reversal, which means this was just a fake movement for buyers. Just any fake out movement, because the price went up and rejected and closed inside inside the range, which means this was just a liquidity sweep of the high. Immediately after this sweep, I knew okay, fine, the first thing that I have to wait patiently for is is a market structure shift after a sweep, of which it happened here. As you can clearly see, let me zoom. So as you can clearly see, there was a market structure shift after after a liquidity sweep. As a liquidity trader, okay, it's fine. This is it's a confirmation. The market, after this market structure shift, then you went all the way down, doing a multiple BOS to the downside to support to support the bearish momentum, which means now I can start looking for my sales. But you don't just enter blindly. I have to wait for a pullback. Where can you spot a pullback? Let's go to 1 hour time frame so that it can be much easier to see where exit or what's the reason why I took my sales. So you can clearly see this was a market structure shift here, and immediately after market structure shift there was a multiple BOS to the downside. So according to, since I'm a liquidity trader, I could see that there is a belt of liquidity within the side, because after the change of character, market is still to the downside, pulled back but failing to take out the side. Same thing, market break of structural downside, pull back but failing to take previous highs. So which means this is just a belt of liquidity. I say okay, fine, I'm going to wait patiently for the price to take us all these highs. That is why on the before setup, as you can see on the before setup, I marked my other block here, because I knew it is there within the QML zone. This is my QML zone, within the QML zone, and not only that, above all highs that were created after a sweep. So the reason why I put my stop loss above this high is because this high, or this week, is the one which swept the previous high, which means it acts as my liquidity block. An assumption is that whenever the liquidity block is print to assumption is that the market won't take out that same zone as a liquidity, because already the liquidity has already been taken. So this was the simple setup in terms of trade. But if you can go to a daily time frame,